Happy Saturday! Welcome to another episode of Go West, our Pulp Cthulhu campaign. I am Wandering DM. I'll be playing Robert Stone, aka George Brooke, aka something else. I can't even keep track of my own fake names anymore. But my real name's Robert, and that's what people should call me. And I'm the town's deputy. And with me, I have a cast of wonderful players. We'll introduce ourselves in a moment. I just wanted to take a second to let you know that we are sponsored by Maygen Press. And if you go on their store at store.maygenpress.com and you use coupon code WanderingDM, you can get 15% off of anything that you purchase there, which includes their new book, Taverns and Tankards, which is a book about drinking and brawling and waking up after a night of partying and all that fun stuff that you do at an inn when you don't want to participate in the adventure that your DM has written. You just instead stick to the inn for or the tavern for the whole session. Let's introduce our players. We'll start with the town priest.
So first off, your guys' adventures get out of the tavern.
Sometimes I burn it down.
Today I'm going to be playing Father Boris Makarov as usual, and I'm just ready for a nice dinner. I'm kind of hungry, so it's going to be a nice change.
All right. What about the doctor? Who are you?
Apparently, I don't know how to unmute my microphone. I am Scott. I will be playing Dr. Drake Anders as usual. And definitely not looking forward to this totally uneventful dinner that's supposed to happen.
Completely uneventful. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep. Not a thing. Don't expect a thing to happen.
Yep. And last but not least amongst our players, the town's merchant.
Hi, I'm Kelly, aka Lane on Twitter, and I play Maisie, who doesn't remember what happened last time we ate dinner at the Bradfords. So she's looking forward to getting some answers, hopefully today. She's a little nervous about stuff and things. I, on the other hand, am very excited to see what Deirdre pulls on us tonight.
And finally, our keeper for this game, Deirdre. How are you? And take us away.
Hello, y'all. Welcome back. I'm always ready to drive some fine folk mad through the wonders of Four Corners, New Mexico territory in the year of our Lord, 1870. When we last had to leave our fine compatriots due to interference of eldritch gods beyond our control, we had arrived at the Bradford Ranch and were getting ready to walk into dinner. We had taken some lemonade in the front parlor as both Maisie and Robert had located some symbols on the baseboards that were repeating around the room. Maisie thought they looked a mite familiar, but it was our dear Robert and his use of, that book that led to a translation of the passage, or at least a guesstimate about what that meant. Praise him, serve her, in blood always. But just as we were figuring this out, Mrs. Bradford returned with the announcement that dinner was served and led you fine folk all the way back to the large, dining room along the back of the house, running almost the full length of the back of the house, and the large plate glass windows that spanned the full walls of these rooms. Both a beautiful sight out onto the desert behind, and the ranch itself leading off into some, well, minor drops in the mountains in the distance. Also a statement of wealth, considering the size of these windows and the amount of money it must have cost to get plate glass that size and shape shipped out here. Mrs. Genevieve Bradford, seating you all at dinner. She's a little bit interested and gonna have a little bit of fun. And with herself seated at the head of the table, she gestures for Robert to join her at her left and the father to join her at the right, putting Maisie next to Robert, and then the good Mrs. Ambrose between the doctor and the father on her right. Won't you join us for dinner? It'll be such a pleasant. Please, have a seat.
Thank you. I'll take my seat.
Same. It's like I know we're signing off our character death by like sitting down, and it's like we have to.
Well, I mean, we need not meta, so yes. We'll thank the good host for being kind and take our seat.
Well, and she claps slightly, and the door behind her to the kitchen opens, and one of the gentlemen you've seen around, one of the obvious ranch hands, brings out a large serving dish, and I think we'll start with soup for the first course, of course. And they serve out a beautiful bright orange squash soup with small amounts of cinnamon and nutmeg.
Cinnamon, nutmeg, and apparently a legendary monster.
Why, thank you, not Father Makarov, for that wonderful gift.
Thank you so much, indeed.
I totally misclicked, guys. I don't know what's going on.
Oof. Well, Deirdre, you get a legendary monster.
Yep.
I do. Why, thank you kindly, sir. So, on that note, anyone for squash? Soup?
Yeah.
Butternut squash, I should say.
Miss Bradford, I will only take bread and water. I am fasting right now.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I did not know that, Father. Well then, could you please make sure that we have some bread and water for the Father? He's apparently fasting and communing with his God.
Is it me, or does it look like she didn't enjoy that?
What could you mean, sir?
I don't know. I dig in the soup.
There's also some very nice breads brought out so you can dunk. It's a very fine butternut squash soup. Very much going with the mood and season of the, turning of the harvest and the rising weather. Chill in the air. So, I'm so glad y'all could come and join us. How have you been, Maisie? I haven't seen you in the past couple days.
Oh,
I heard about the event.
yeah, it seems like everybody has heard about the event. yeah, so that happened, but thankfully the gentlemen here have been taking pretty good care of me and have been keeping an eye on me, and so nothing too worrisome has happened since. Doc stitched me right back up and made sure I was all good to go and super healthy and all that kind of stuff. So
Well, that is a success. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you were there to be helpful, Doctor.
Well, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Besides, we can't let anything happen to dear Maisie here.
Oh no, we couldn't let anything happen to Maisie. She's much too important to this town. Everybody relies on her. And Deputy, how are you doing? I'm sorry you could not join us last time.
Yeah, last time I was wounded from a critter attack. I had to take it easy. I'm sorry I missed out on the opportunity to come have the dinner at your house, Miss Bradford. This is very good butternut squash.
Yes, it's local. Actually, it's from the gardens. Everything I serve always comes from my own land. It's a point of pride, actually. The land gives, and we need to make sure that we receive it correctly. Isn't that right, Father?
Yes, I would have to agree. Miss Bradford, how are you feeling of late? Are you okay after your husband's passing?
Oh, my late husband, I'm so... Well, it has been a trial, but I've overcome it and, well, not overcome it, trying to overcome it and working towards things, and there's just so much to get done in so little time. I have to make sure I'm on top of everything.
Is she still wearing black, like morning clothes?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She's very formal in it. It's unlike the morning dress that dear friend Jane Langley was wearing. It's obvious it shows signs of wealth, but it's not ostentatious. It's more practical than that, but still kind of gives the impression of old money, you know. Maybe not, and not a silk gown, but definitely high linen, cotton. It's, very, very well made, very well tailored, very well designed, but definitely full mourning, and slightly more sedate in styling than Mrs. Bradford wore, or Miss Langley was wearing, I should say.
That is good to hear. It is good to keep the soul strong through trying times.
Yes, these are the times that try men's souls, are they not, Father? But it is through those trials that we achieve our goals.
What goals do you have now, Mrs. Bradford? Your husband was in many things. Are you fixing on taking all of them upon yourself?
Well, I need to figure out exactly what he was doing, and then I have to plan out things and just arranging with the bank for the purchase of some things, and then making sure I've got everything I need to go forward.
I understand.
But how are you, Father?
A long, drawn-out sigh. I am tired of late.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Father. You're not getting enough rest.
Yes, it would appear so. There has been much going on around town of late. There have been a few people who have turned up murdered on the outskirts of town.
Good my, who would do such a thing? Deputy, are you taking care of this?
Ah, yes, we are. Don't you worry none about it.
Well, I have not. I have to say, I have not heard of a murder in Four Corners, and well, an actual murder in Four Corners. Well, my lifetime. There was, of course, that unfortunate incident with the drunkards who shot themselves, but that doesn't really count, now does it, Maisie?
Well, I remember that a little bit.
I
No.
mean, who were they calling? Why were they calling each other out? It was some stupid thing. I don't know, but it was in the middle of the street and it was a big to do. But a real murder in Four Corners?
It was quite shocking to hear about it. For me too, Mrs. Bradford. It's thankfully though, I think the deputy and the sheriff are definitely doing all they can to track down the cause of these grisly deaths.
More than one? Oh Lord. Are you really okay, Maisie?
I'm shaken and worried about the town, but I do have faith that things will turn out all right.
Yes, we should always have faith that things will end up as they're meant to.
We've got some brave and wonderful people trying to make sure that we all stay safe here, and all we can do is do our best and pray.
Do the best we can and pray for guidance and then keep on going. As they say, God provides for those that provide for themselves. Isn't that right, Father?
He helps those who help themselves mostly. He provides guidance when asked.
Yes. Yes, he does. At that, it seems that the first course has ended, and there's a slight clap of her hands, and the same ranch hand who was there earlier comes in and begins clearing the soup plates off, and he returns to the kitchen, and she says, well, I know that last time we all felt a little bit tired after the turkey, so I thought that would be not inappropriate. But I did, however, have the chef is a fabulous fried chicken. So we're going to do some fried chickens tonight. And, of course, some very nice vegetables. Vegetables are very important, aren't they, Doctor?
Why, yes, they're the cornerstone of any fine meal. I would agree.
One needs to keep one's strength up. And at that, the ranch hand returns and begins laying out plates of chicken and a couple platters of, well, mashed potatoes and some green beans. Everything's perfectly cooked. Beautifully prepared. Smells divine.
I eat of the not poisoned chicken.
Is there two bowls? One marked poison.
Clearly.
One marked not poison?
One of them is kind of green.
I will tell you that it smells even better. For those of you who are in the know, I would say you could possibly, who have lived in this world, would understand that this is fried chicken fried in peanut oil, not in anything else, and guaranteed to be infinitely better because of it.
Where'd she get the peanut oil?
As she said, everything she serves is made on her own land.
Peanuts grow very well in New Mexico.
Everything she made is grown on her own land.
Doesn't necessarily mean it's New Mexico land.
Very true. She could have land elsewhere. Georgia.
Oh, would you bring me a bottle of the white wine, please? I think you'll appreciate this one, Father. It's also from my cousin's property, and, well, they sent it from California, so you might enjoy this one as well. And instead of the ranch hand that you saw earlier, you see another gentleman who comes in, brings a couple bottles and places them slightly, not too gently, on the table. Everybody except Robert would recognize this gentleman as a very large, slightly, well, not the most polite and highly educated in fine etiquette individual of a Mr. Whitaker has brought out the wine. But he also takes a moment to stop and lean in and whisper in Mrs. Bradford's ear. If any of you wish to try and overhear the conversation, you can roll for the listen check.
Yes. A success.
I have listened somewhere here.
Advantage.
A success.
Okay. You did not succeed, Simon.
Oh, no, my bad.
I succeeded.
Yeah,
Scott succeeded. Kelly with a hard success. The doctor with a success. Father Boris with a success. Everybody at the table except the deputy hears Mr. Whitaker mentioned to Mrs. Bradford that he picked up the item that she requested, and it is where would she like him to leave it? And you would hear her respond with, again, very quietly, "Oh, just bring it upstairs to my room, if you wouldn't mind, Mr. Whitaker. Thank you very much." And he leaves the room. She begins to pour out. "May I pour for you all?"
Why, yes.
None for me, thank you.
Maisie will just nod, sure.
She pours out for the three, for herself and for you and the deputy. And "Are you sure I can't tempt you, Father?"
Tempting as it may be, where there is no prayer and fasting, there are only demons, Mr. Bradford. I need to do my time, as it were.
Yes, sometimes it's quite a lot that you need to do to speak to God in the appropriate manner.
I nod appreciatively.
But you haven't said why you wanted to come in. Well, aside from the very fine table, how are you doing, Maisie? Interesting things occurring in your life? As she side glances at you and Robert.
There have been some newsworthy changes, but I believe Mama is talking to Daddy, and so I'm not at liberty to discuss them yet.
Oh, well, I quite look forward to hearing all about them. I'm sure it'll be absolutely fascinating.
Given all the craziness that has been going on lately in town, it's going to be nice to be able to share some hopefully good news.
Oh, we would love to hear all about your good news, Maisie.
How are things going? I know you were struggling a little while ago trying to figure out all the accounts and stay on top of the estate, but it seems like you and your properties are clearly providing a great bounty. Are you feeling like you're getting your feet under you?
Oh, yes, I'm finding my way around and making sure I've got everything just so. It is important to have these things organized before you, well, begin new tasks, isn't it? Don't want to have too many irons in the fire. Lowers the coals, as they say. Needs to make sure you focus on what you need to get done the first time around. Don't need any distractions.
Yeah. I imagine that you've been quite busy popping back and forth between town and out here and taking care of everything.
Oh, yes, so many times to the bank, make sure I sign the right papers, make sure everybody gets what they need, making sure I get what I need.
I know that you've recently caught up with Nellie Connors.
Yes. How is she doing? I didn't have a chance to see her in the last couple of days before she left.
Well, I'm sad to say that I don't think she will ever be leaving Four Corners in her earthly form. She is one of the people who has passed away.
Oh. Well, that is a shock. That is a surprise. Well then, and she kind of picks the glass up, takes a long sip of her wine, and puts it down. And she always used to say she wouldn't leave this place without 6 men to carry her, and kind of surprised that her prediction came true.
Yes, I think because she was planning on leaving and going on this next new adventure, it makes it even more bleak that we've lost her.
Such a sadness.
Does it look like she's genuinely saddened by the passing of Nellie Connors?
You want to roll that psychology?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
'Cause I'm really upset about Nellie Connors passing.
Go right ahead.
Extreme success.
I wouldn't even bother rolling.
I would say with that extreme success, you notice that she's very precise in exactly what she's doing. All of her actions seem appropriate. But you notice just a half second of when her eyes are on Maisie's, and when Maisie says that Mrs. Connors had died, she doesn't show surprise. She shows everything else in her face is correct, but her eyes are focused. She doesn't blink at all. How is the chicken? Does everybody enjoying it? I'm sorry you couldn't join us in this, Father. It's very divine.
When I am done fasting, I will come back and have a proper meal with you. But I felt it prudent just to make an appearance and ask how you were doing of late.
So busy trying to get everything done, as they say. And how are you, Doctor? You enjoying your fine meal?
Oh, this is very fine. Thank you. I do appreciate the hospitality. This is probably one of the finer meals I've had as of late. Just with things very busy.
Oh, I'm sorry you're so busy, Doctor. Is there something really positive going around?
Oh, just, assisting the deputy with all the local going on. So just doing my due diligence and providing my services where I can, ma'am.
Oh, I'm so glad that you're here to be helpful. Deputy, are you enjoying yourself?
Well, this is really good.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. As I say, everything I serve comes from my own land. And my chef is absolutely fabulous. Something bothering you, Maisie? Aside from the unfortunate passing of Mrs. Connors.
Well, I think we were just curious because your late husband, God rest his soul, sent a lot of packages to my uncle, ordered a lot of things for the store, and are those distilleries from your land too?
Oh, well, yes. Actually, Theodore bought them the last time out. Well, a couple of years ago, actually, now. He was quite impressed with them and thought they did a very good service. I personally myself do not imbibe whiskey, but a small glass of wine here or there or a cordial is not a problem.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense about Theodore's generosity.
Yes, my Theodore. Well, he wanted to be generous to his friends. And he thought of most of this town as his friends. Sometimes.
I've heard a lot of, I haven't partaken myself, but I've heard a lot of praise for this whiskey. Where are these distilleries? You all seem to have fingers and pies all over the place.
Well, I think the distillery was in Tennessee. Apparently, they had fallen on hard times after the Leighton Pleasantness and had decided to sell up, but Theodore appreciated their product so much that he didn't want to change any of the people involved in the actual production, so he just bought the whole thing, lock, stock, and barrel. And, kept the people on, and now they're producing the whiskey for us, I guess. Or, well, for me now, I should say.
The logo on those bottles is so different than anything I've seen before. Was that the old logo, or is that something that Theodore designed?
No, I think that was the whole thing with the cattle and the snake, and yeah, and she'll gesture actually up to the beams above your head where you saw these same symbols before. He goes, yeah, Theodore's parents designed them. I apparently had some meaning to his mother's family going back generations. I couldn't swear to what they actually were.
Well, I mean, the symbolism on them definitely screams of Four Corners, so I was curious.
Yeah, it is a look, isn't it? It's a look. I don't really.
It's kind of you to keep them all intact, even after that part of the family has all moved on. I've seen some other interesting carvings around your property.
Yes, my in-laws, well, Theodore's parents designed the house and built it. I couldn't tell you exactly what they mean, but apparently they have some meaning to the family. And
is she lying again?
you want to roll that as psychology, you can. I'll even give you advantage after the extreme success you got last time.
That's a hard success.
You get the impression that she knows something about them.
Okay.
She may not know everything, but she definitely knows more than she's saying.
Okay.
We don't see Simon's other character wandering around, do we?
Nope.
Okay.
A 4 is not good.
No, it's not.
A 4 is not good on anything. Oh, good.
You had a question?
I want to slip in a praise him server blood always. Like, I'm gonna mutter that as I'm eating, and I want to check her reaction.
Okay. So you're not really saying this very loud, particularly as you're dining right next to the lady. Is
Yeah,
that the
that's
case?
it. Like, I'm just saying it loud enough for her to hear it.
In English?
Well, I don't speak that other language.
He can just read it. He hasn't tried speaking it. You know what? I wanna see something. Go right ahead and so you're going to mention this as you're eating and dining and
Yeah, like in between bites,
hmm
and I'll subtly look at her through the corner of my eyes, see if she has a reaction.
She just kind of turns to you. Something you wanted to share, deputy?
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm just very delicious.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you enjoyed yourself, that your manners went walking. I think dessert's in order. After the deputy informed me that you all were coming, I had to do something special for dessert. Such a shame you can't join us in this, Father.
It is all right. If I were to give in now, this would all be for nothing. There is plenty more time for dessert yet.
But of course. And the ranch hand that served you earlier comes out again, begins clearing plates. This time he comes out and places in front of everybody but the father a small individual-sized, maybe about 5 inches in diameter, and you smell it. It's hot, it's fresh, it's sweet. You have a brand personalized peach pie sitting in front of you right on the table right there.
There's something horribly wrong with that peach pie.
Of course.
Very nice crumble topping on the top of this pie. You can smell the sugar and cinnamon come off of it. You can also smell the peaches themselves. They're fresh and sweet. Sweet. You see it's still steaming just a little bit, and she turns, and the ranch hand returns and has a serving like gravy boat that hands to Mrs. Bradford, and she takes it and puts a very precise small dollop of homemade whipped cream in the middle of this pie, and turns and offers to her left first. Well, deputy, would you like some cream for your pie?
Absolutely.
And then proceeds to offer it to everybody around.
Well, I'm definitely going to have to partake in that. I mean,
Yes, it's very fresh. Well, the way to have cream.
you know, put a dollop on my serving of pie there,
And she sits and just kind of leans back slightly in her chair, still perfectly polite, ramrod straight, her perfect etiquette, but just slightly leaning back, that slight moment of relaxation as she bites into her pie very precisely and kind of looks at you all.
I think when
Is she avoiding anything on this pie in particular? No, okay.
She has not avoided everything that you have been served. She has also eaten.
I just would like to note that when the whipped cream option comes around to Maisie, you see her take like one like very like this same precise scoop, and then she kind of looks around and like takes a second.
There is no judgment in anybody's faces for the extra dollop of whipped cream.
There's a little judgment from the doctor, only because he didn't think of that.
Maisie's been somewhat minor trouble at the Bradford house before, like very specific minor style of trouble. This is very on brand. So
Yep, pretty much. This is very on brand. Well, I'm so glad you could join us. Deputy, this is a brilliant idea to have you join us for dinner. So pleased about it.
Well, thank you.
But how are you all doing? Doctor, I'm so sorry, I forgot to ask. How is your sister doing?
Oh, well, she's actually doing quite well. I was supposed to say she has really taken accustomed to Four Corners more than I thought. So it's been a while since I've talked with her, but I'll make sure that I bring her around.
I'm looking forward to it. I quite look forward to meeting her. I'm sure that she will be just as wonderfully intelligent and a gracious individual as you are.
Even more so.
Well then, all. I need you to all make me a con check.
That's where it hits.
I need everybody to make me a con check. Even you, Quentin. And actually, Doctor and Maisie, you both have disadvantage on this one.
No!
And Robert, you have advantage.
Really?
And it needs to be harder, better.
Of course, now I fail.
oh, I would have had it if it wasn't for the
Yeah. The first roll I had would have been much better.
Come on.
Yes?
I want to push that roll.
You can
Because
push it.
Quentin, you have an advantage.
I do?
You do. If the overlay is correct, you do.
yeah, you
Yes,
still have one
advantage.
advantage.
You still have one advantage.
Can I use the advantage? I didn't know I had it.
You can use the advantage.
I just roll again?
Yeah, just roll again.
Okay.
It still
come
needs to be a harder, better.
I was just doomed to fail. All right.
Yeah, you can push that roll. Simon, you still have advantage.
Okay. Because, I mean, I can't believe that with the con I have, I couldn't get a hard success.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an extreme success now.
And as you see Mrs. Bradford just kind of smile at you all, and all of a sudden, Robert, you're the last one to notice, but you see first Maisie and the doctor just kind of slump forward. You see Mrs. Ambrose and the father do it, and just as you're turning, you feel yourself fall slightly. And you see just the hint of a smirk on Mrs. Bradford's face. You see, and then it's different. Things are very different. You see Mr. Robert Stone, that swirling water that you've seen so many times before. You see the green lightning streaking out towards you, but it stops, and it can't get close. You feel the cold and dark of the water, but it seems safe somehow. Like in this water, that can't touch you. You're protected. And you hear hissing, annoyed, frustrated hissing, as that lightning streaks around you and streaks to the side, but it can't get to you. And you know that it wants to. It wants to control you, but it can't. You just feel yourself floating, protected, safer. Father, you slump to the ground, or you slump to the side in your chair, and instead of Mrs. Bradford's beautiful desert ranch, you're back in that church, staring up at this image of stained glass of the resurrected Lord. But then the image begins to change. It begins to move. The hands of the resurrected Lord begin to come together. And as they do so, you see them spin and pull. And you see a staircase emerging. And a figure standing at the top of the staircase, lighting torches. You see a door, large, almost impossibly large. It doesn't make sense how large it is. But you see this door begins to bow and arc. You know that there's something behind it. And you feel it kind of fighting against this door. And you know in your soul that that is the only thing keeping you safe right now. And you see 4 figures around you. One to the southeast, one to the northwest, one to the northeast, and one to the southwest. And you hear screams of pain. You see them slowly twist and turn. And you look to your left, and you see the doctor standing there next to you, watching, entrapped in the same image and vision that you see. And you look to your right, and you see this staircase begin to shift and move. And now you and the doctor are standing at the top of the staircase. And you're looking out, and you still see that large door, but the chains on it are fewer and weaker. You see it slowly starting to bow open, but it's not quite there yet. You look around, and you see Maisie, but she's not standing with you, and she's not looking at you. Maisie's standing. Well, Maisie's looking at something else. She also sees this door bowing and stretching, but you see something beyond that door, Maisie. You see the large rope-like tentacles that you've seen before, with the faces trapped inside, screaming for release. And you see them pushing against this door, reaching out towards you. And you, Maisie, are standing in the middle of this plateau on this mountain at the top of this staircase. You look to your left and your right, and you realize there are 4 torches standing around you. And you go to move, but you can't. You're standing stock still in the center of this. And you look down at your hands, the same hand that the doctor done stitched up. Well, it's bleeding now. There's a cut on the other hand, but it's not bleeding. It's almost like you look down, you can't understand what you're actually seeing. The blood is shifting and moving and floating in air around you in little droplets of perfect, almost bubbles that you could reach out and pop. You feel the chill in the air, and you see this blood moving around you, and it starts to circle around you, almost making a crown above your head. You look up, and this blood is no longer liquid, or if it is, it's not liquid like you think of it. It's almost rubies and gems forming this crown above your head. And the full moon shines down upon you. And you all wake up, seated at Mrs. Bradford's table and tied to the chairs of Mrs. Bradford's table as she's leaning back, sipping on her coffee.
What is the meaning of this, Mrs. Bradford?
Well, I thought we could dispense with the pleasantries, Father, and just move on to what's necessary.
What is necessary? What have you done here?
I facilitated a conversation with individuals I needed to get the information that I needed.
What information did you need?
What I needed to finish.
Is Robert tied up as well?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, everybody's tied up. By the way, everybody but Robert. Yeah, I have that curse, don't I?
Oh, God. Here we go.
Everybody but Robert. Oh, I rolled really low. Well, you're going to lose 4 sanity, Maisie, Father, Doctor, and then you're going to lose another 3. This is not going to cause a bout of madness in the same kind of way. They're kind of 2 separate incidents. You feel the first awakenness. You losing the sanity of, well, what you saw on that plateau in the desert. And the other 3 you lose when you wake up and find yourself tied to a chair with Mrs. Bradford just smirking at you all.
I know Maisie's tied up, so she probably can't look, but does she feel like her hands are bleeding?
I mean, they're tied to like the armrests of, well, they're tied to the back of the chair, and you can look down and they don't look like they're bleeding.
And I think I think the first thing she does is she kind of like relaxes almost a little bit and sighs, and she's like, thank God, I'm so tired of these random questions.
Honestly, I don't know why you were trying, Maisie. You haven't been able to lie to me since you were 6 years old.
I think it was worth the shot, don't you?
I mean, it was a very pleasant dinner. Did you enjoy yourself at least?
The food was good. That's something.
Well, do, however, need to know exactly what you saw.
Never.
And why do you need to know that?
Well, it's just faster and easier that way. And Mrs. Langley, well, Jane lost the book I need.
That doesn't really answer my question.
Well, it's not like I can go walking the paths right now.
Because of your condition?
Oh, no, that's secondary. I just don't feel a reason to go crazy when I staring into the vast nothingness. That's what you all are for.
The vast nothingness?
Would you like to see it again, Doctor?
Not at all.
I could arrange it.
Why are you doing this?
Well, I'm on the time clock, Deputy.
Care to share with the class?
Well, I only have 18 hours. And the door won't open itself now, will it?
It has to open on All Hallows Eve.
Well, really more along the lines of the full moon, the harvest moon, and the right astral and celestial bodies have to be in the right place, and everyone else has to be in the right place. The whole Halloween thing is just, well, that's just funny and coincidence, really. I mean,
It's quite thematic.
it
If-
kind of is.
What makes you think we're just going to play along?
Well, you can't really not do what I ask.
Because of the tied to the whole chair thing, or because of something else?
And she kind of reaches in her pocket and pulls out a little vial and just shakes it at you all and puts it back in her pocket. Now, admittedly, the deputy isn't suffering from that problem, but the rest of you literally cannot deny anything I say. It's a small trick I learned many years ago.
The doctor will challenge this.
The doctor can't challenge this, but how is he going to try?
I'd sheer disbelief. Disbeliever.
So you don't think I can tell you what to do? Is that it, doctor?
Absolutely not.
So if I told you that it would sound absolute, I think I'd be quite entertained if you, well, started singing the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Actually, no, I think I really want to hear that.
And I'm assuming the doctor will start singing the Battle Hymn of the Republic.
The doctor will indeed. Out of curiosity, and just because I want to know, is there a performance skill?
I do not see one.
No, I don't think there is. There really isn't. Not well. Well, no, there's
it's called acting
Yeah, it's
there's-
called acting, but that's a separate skill.
or art.
Or art. Yeah, but I'm saying about general skills that you probably would have taken.
Yeah.
But there is, however, a charm, so we'll use that for right now.
All right. So I'm gonna roll for charm here.
Rolling for charm.
That is a fail.
I can't say that you have the best voice, Doctor, but I was entertained. Aren't you all entertained?
No.
Neither am I.
Well, it sucks to be you all. Now then, I have things to do, people to accomplish. Well, more accurately, people to kill, and then other things to accomplish. Really, you would be surprised at how long it takes to get some of this shit done. Richard, darling.
Yarp.
Why don't you stand here and make sure the deputy doesn't do anything foolish while I ask our fine new friends to join me in my late husband's study? As she gets up and turns and just kind of walks by, pats Richard on the shoulder. Don't hurt him yet. I need him in one piece. And really need to find out why he's so resistant to my charms. I think most people aren't. Well then, Maisie, Doctor, Father, won't you join me? And she snaps her fingers and the ropes just kind of fall away from you all. This way, please. No, don't try and do anything funny. You're just going to walk over here and join us. I'd hate to have to hurt you.
Can I attempt to do something funny? Or am I, like, not under my free will?
You cannot disobey what she has told you.
I don't attempt anything funny.
You can want to all you want, but you can't do anything funny.
I obey.
And so we're gonna pan away as Mrs. Bradford leads the three of you into her husband's study. We're gonna focus in on a second on Robert, still tied to a chair, and Richard Whittaker standing there looking, watching you, but not doing anything yet. Is there anything you'd like to do at the moment?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to break away from my bonds.
Okay, how would you want to do that?
I am not Richard Whittaker. I don't have his strength, but I am more agile than he was, so I'll try to squirm out of the bonds.
Mm-hmm.
What would
You want to do acrobatics or just? Well, no, I think it would be Dex. Yeah, Dex.
Yeah.
It'd be Dex.
Hard success.
Ooh, yeah. So as you're sitting there working, and you're doing it almost subtly, so it's not really obvious as you start working your arms first and loosening the ropes that are tied across your chest and tying you to the ladder back of the chair. You can then move your arms enough that you can reach actually behind you and kind of shift your shoulders a little bit, make it look like you're just readjusting yourself. And Richard's watching you, but he's not doing anything in response at the moment. He's just literally standing there watching you.
And I think as I'm doing this, I'm going to try to, do some small talk to cover up, try to distract them from what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. And as so general small talk or introducing yourself.
Yeah, I'll be, you, reckon you seem to know the rest of my friends here. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you yet, sir. What is your name, fella?
Richard.
Richard, that's a proud name.
Yep.
You're not a man of many words, aren't you?
Nope.
I can see that. I have a question for you.
Sure.
How would you react if someone was to pull a pistol on your face?
You see this kind of look on his face like, huh?
And I pull a gun and I shoot him.
Roll the shot. I'm going to say he can't at the moment because of her commands. Try and dodge.
Oh, yeah, because she said don't hurt him yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. Pew pew. Hard success for 8 points of damage.
Yeah, he takes it in the shoulder, just kind of looks at it, looks at you, cocks his head, goes like he's about to hit you to not try and then just can't. Like he can't move.
Well, I seem like I fired a bit prematurely. I thought that you were gonna punch me in the face or something. You really can't resist her, can't you?
No.
I know what's it like. I too am in love with someone. I can't really resist what she says to me either.
Not the same thing.
It's okay, big fella. So, why don't you take a seat? You're bleeding mightily from the shoulder. You might want to rest. I'll just go get my friends. She didn't say anything about stopping me, so, well, bye.
So we're gonna use that opportunity to cut away to the study where Mrs. Bradford has slid various papers in front of the three of you and says specifically, I want you to write down exactly what you saw in your little dream walk this evening in detail. Don't deviate. Don't make my life complicated. Do it quickly, please. Thank you.
She had to say not make her life complicated, which means I can't write it in Latin.
Wait, is she using, like, her superpowers to make you do homework?
Well, she wants information,
When
honey.
you put it that way.
I don't think she. I think last time Maisie had to do this, she wasn't. Mrs. Bradford wasn't as specific.
No,
as
she was.
this time.
She was much more specific this time.
She was much more specific this time, so there's not a loophole. I'm good at finding loopholes, and I can't find one. So
Yep.
I do what she says.
I do what she says, but can I do it very slowly?
No, she said, do it. She said, don't waste my time.
Not waste your time. No, can't even do that. Fine.
It's like she knows that this had happened before and there were complications last time.
I think Maisie
Like
was
she
the reason
knows
for
that
this
some
complication.
details got left out before.
Yep.
You know, it's almost like she learned from last time about dealing with y'all. And, you know, it's a couple minutes as you're writing this, and you all hear the gunshot. And you see her look out, and it's like, honest to God, really? I thought it would take him longer than that. Well, then, apparently I do have to go to work. Finish this up quickly.
I finish it up quickly.
Same, but I don't look happy about it.
Simon, could you roll me a luck roll, please?
Uh-oh.
I'm confident. I'm not confident.
I was just using that for... As you're waking your way down the hallway, you see her standing there with her arms crossed and eyebrow raised at you. So, did you kill him or did you just shoot him?
I killed him.
That is a shame. He was so useful.
In his words, yep.
Now, what to do with you?
Am I close to the fireplace? Oh no, the fireplace wasn't.
Hallway.
Well, I'm in the hallway, yeah. But is there like a oil lamp or something on the wall, or?
Well, there's a chandelier.
Yeah, but I figure I can't reach up to the chandelier.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, I would say that there's a oil lamp on the, like a lantern on, you know,
On the
sconce on the wall.
Is
Two,
it-
even.
Is it on?
Yeah,
Is it
one of
lit?
them is.
Yeah. Okay.
One of them is.
Because in one hand I have my pistol,
Mm-hmm.
and in the other hand I'm gonna take the book out.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna bring it close to the fire.
Well then, apparently Jane didn't fail altogether.
Now you release my friends from your spell, or I burn this book.
Well, that's going to be a mite complicated. And I really think you should give me that book right now. And you need to make me a powers check. You do, however, get a +2 on this.
Ooh.
Because of things. But it is a contested powers check, so we shall see.
So it's a success on my end.
Ooh. Tie roll. Tie goes to the player. Or no. Yeah. +2? Yeah, you get it. You feel it start to wind through your mind, and you hear a slight hissing kind of pushing at your mind and your will, and then you feel a cold flow of water pass over you, and it stops. And you know that she tried something, but you're not 100% sure what it was.
Well, I gave you a chance, and I'm gonna burn the book.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. I need you to make a luck roll.
Another failure.
You go and reach the book towards the flame, and you see her still staring at you, and she hasn't stopped and reached out to you. She hasn't had that reaction, of that visceral reaction of somebody who wants something, seeing it go away. And you watch as you put the book to the flame, and she just smirks and raises an eyebrow as the book doesn't burn. But you see the flame that you've reached your hand into start to burn your hand.
What in tarnation?
You really think I'm that stupid, deputy?
So, my question is, now that we're done writing and her attention is no longer diverted towards us, does that mean we are free to act on our own accord?
Yes.
I'd like to draw my gun and shoot her.
Go right ahead.
Maybe. I'm gonna burn the 22 luck. You know what? Actually, no. I'll give Deidre something better. I will push the roll.
You're gonna push the roll. All right.
I'll push the roll.
All right, his gun's gonna break.
Probably. Even worse. Even worse.
As you go to fire this gun, there will be a complication because you pushed the roll. You go and fire this gun, and the bullet just misses her entirely and goes down the hall, and you apparently are not that great a shot, doctor, and it even misses Robert. Good luck. But you feel the gun in your hand start to heat up, and she kind of turns, raises an eyebrow at you, and says, "Drop it. You don't want to hurt yourself, and the adults are talking now." Would you like to give me my property back, deputy, or am I going to have to take it from you?
I read your property a bit, Miss Bradford, and I don't think you should be reading those books. They're not for widows and people like you. It's seems like they're made for some very, very bad people. And I just so happened to, don't tell Maisie about it, but I did a lot of bad things in my life before. I don't consider myself a good person. And so I went ahead and read that book. And I learned a secret or two about it. Like this one. And I'm going to cast Rack on her.
Which is a contested powers check, I believe.
Temporarily incapacitate a single target who is within 10 yards of the caster. For the spell to take effect, the caster must succeed on an opposed POW roll with the target.
Yep. Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yep, contested POW. And that's 3 magic points.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'll just re-roll that because I rolled the wrong one. Have fun.
Alright, I'm gonna burn my 3 magic points, my 1 sanity. I'm gonna roll POW. And I'm gonna burn 26 points of luck.
To make it an extreme?
To make it an extreme success.
You see her stare at you and slowly... What do you do with this spell? How do you cast it? Do you just say it?
Yeah, I think I just... Like... Robert doesn't know how it's supposed to look like. He has no idea what's gonna happen. He knows that apparently if you say these, like, magic words and you point a person, they're racked with pain, they become sightless. Sightless, they drip fluid, and it's disgusting. Racking pain, face and hands blisters. Anyway, completely helpless for a while. But he only knows the theory behind it, so he says the words and points at her with a finger, and is probably just as creeped out as anybody else by the effects of what's gonna happen.
You see a ripple start. You feel it. You see her start to breathe deeply and shake a little bit, and then you hear a scream as you see this vision in front of you start to ripple and shatter. And what's standing in front of you is not Genevieve Bradford, but a very, very pissed off woman with slightly more snake-like features, larger, slightly, almost a little bit taller than Genevieve Bradford. And you see her kind of gritting her teeth, and these long fangs start to extend, and you see oozing start to come from her eyes, and it's doing damage, but nowhere near as much as you expected or read about, and you are slightly shocked by what you see. So I need you to roll me a sanity check.
Well, of course.
And
Hard success.
good. I need the 3 of you who are standing behind her to make a sanity check.
No one's phased by this. It's like we knew you were a snake all along. Like
It's kind of like, given what we've seen recently, this. Okay.
Yeah.
We assumed.
This is Tuesday, right? This is
The doctor hands me like a $5 bill. Like,
And she starts, you see her kind of grit her teeth, and instead of, she stops screaming, she starts laughing. Almost maniacally. And she turns to the 3 of you and says, "Go to sleep."
I go to sleep.
Focus on somebody a little more fun.
Guess I don't have a choice.
yeah,
No.
So, question though. Does this going to sleep command mean like they pass out and collapse to the floor, or like
Pretty
maybe
much.
get a pillow?
grab a pillow and lay down on the floor. And screw up and
I think she's You can grab a pillow and lay down on the floor.
It's much more comedical this way.
But as she turns and kind of smirks and tilts her head towards the deputy, and you see this kind of venom sneaking out of her fangs. That's where we're going to go on our break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back to see if Robert can survive.
Hot damn. I'll see if I can find the hammer fast enough.
Yep, just shoot her.
See you in a few
How many
minutes,
bullets?
everyone. And we're back.
Simon only knows the internet your address here, so you can send it to Mr. Pibb.
Oh yeah, sure.
okay,
I'm gonna give
we're
out my
live.
address live.
Yeah, give out your address on
Chat,
Nothing
sound
can
off.
go wrong.
Is Mr. Pibb or Dr. Pepper superior?
We have a vote going. The answer is Mr. Pibb.
If only I could call a vote in chat super quick.
But we are back in the house, and apparently the doctor, Maisie, and the good father racked out in sleep because, well, Mrs. Bradford, who's just shown her that more snake-like appearance, has ordered them to disobey her. At the same time, well, Robert's standing there in front of her with a gun in one hand, a book in the other, and the spell he used enough pain to shatter her appearance. It's not really doing everything that it expected. And she kind of turns and looks at you. Well, aren't you just so very resourceful? I wonder if you wouldn't be best for my purposes.
Where's the vial on her? Like, is she still dressed the way Mrs. Bradford was dressed?
Yeah, it's in the pocket of her dress.
Okay. Can I rush her?
More than happy to see you try. You just want to tackle her?
I want to... Basically, I want to run past her, put my hand in her pocket as I go past, and fetch the bottle, the vial.
Okay, so let's say then that it's her dex versus your sleight of hand.
Okay.
Or was there a different skill you wish to use? doing
No,
that?
no, no. Sleight of hand is okay.
So, opposed rolls on that one. As you,
Can I
do you wish,
push it?
how would you like to change the circumstances, sir?
He gives her a kiss as he runs past.
I will overextend and basically trip over myself as I do this.
Okay. If you fail or if you're succeeding?
If I fail, I trip and I fall and the book goes flying.
Okay, but how are you changing the circumstances of your actions?
Oh,
Not the consequence. How are you changing the circumstances?
I think, I think I'm gonna, like, to help me reach in the pocket better, sort of shoulder checker.
Okay.
I'm putting myself more at risk, but,
Mhm.
instead
And then that's why you're going to fall
Yeah.
if you fail.
doesn't change shit.
Nope, doesn't change. As you start to go flying, she turns and reaches out a hand and tries something. She's gonna try and, well, just grab that book as you see it go by. See it fall out of your hand, and she reaches for it but misses it at the last second. It's sitting on the floor in between the two of you, but you're on the ground, so you're slightly closer if you want to try and reach out towards it first.
I would if I don't have the vial with me.
No, you didn't grab that.
Then, I mean, I would get the book.
Okay. She's gonna go reach for it. You're on the ground. You're gonna get to it closer, and she hisses frustratedly.
Release my friends from your spell.
I don't think I want to do that right now. They're useful. And I have a use now for you as well. Don't you want to be part of my work?
No! And I shoot.
All right. She gets this one.
Can I fan the hammer? Am I close enough to fan?
Oh, yeah. This hallway's not that big. You're well within 10 feet.
So fanning is what is 3 attacks?
It's 3 attacks. Yep.
All right. So hard success, extreme success, and a failure.
Well, she dodges out of the way of the first one.
Okay.
But the way a fan works, she can't for the other 2. So you bring the gun up as you're still kind of lying on the floor, and you bring the gun up towards her and you fire, and she has just enough time to kind of sidestep the other one, but you've reacted enough to shift the gun and shoot into her, and the last one just goes slightly wide as you shift again, and the third bullet flies over her shoulder. She's going to take that 5 damage and be slightly salty about that. That hurt.
Is it enough to break her concentration on the spell?
Well, no.
She has Warcaster, Simon. It's fine.
No, it's more actually of a thing that she looks at you and goes, "Why now did you try and do that? It's not like it's going to do anything other than hurt minorly. They're not going to disobey me for an extended period of time, and I don't even have to worry about it. I can focus all of my attention on you." I think I know exactly what I'm going to do. River! As she shouts down the hall to the open door. When the door opens, the front hall door, and now you are between her and the door, and you can glance up and see River Ashton opening the door. The door is now open. The gentleman is looking inside. You have the book. Would you like to do anything?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with what Quentin is suggesting, and I'm going to book it.
Alright. You need to get past River Ashton, but he's still slightly confused as to why he was being called for. So just straight. Let's see what his reaction is. See if he can react quickly enough, as it were. He does have a reaction. He's going to try and stop you. You have the ability to try and... How would you like to get around him?
I'm going to try to slide, like, slide tackle. So slide down
I'm assuming you're going cleats up instead of cleats down.
Yeah, cleats up.
Because you don't care if you hurt this man?
Yeah, exactly.
I will actually say that you could use a fighting brawl for this if you wanted.
Okay.
Because you are wearing boots with spurs.
Mm-hmm.
They're not quite as bad as cleats to your shin, but they might be a mite painful.
Yeah, I'll go with fighting brawl. And fail spectacularly.
He steps out of the way as he sees you coming, but that does mean he's out of the way and can't reach for you. He's dodged himself. You're on the front now. But you're running?
Running.
Anywhere in particular?
I'm gonna try to go get one of our horses.
Well, the cart and horses were taken to the stables. If you look to your right, you'd see them standing there on the right, but the horses are unhitched and probably in the stables themselves.
Yeah, so I'll run, I'll take a horse. Basically, I want to get back to town. I want to warn the sheriff. I want to get a posse out and go back to the Bradford with reinforcement.
So that's your goal. River Island is... You hear yelling from the house. You hear say, "Shoot him!" loudly out. Well, you hear gun leather. But...
I think you froze.
Oh no.
Am I back?
Yeah, you are.
Yep.
Okay. He's going to try and shoot you. Sorry. It might work. It might not. But he doesn't fire. He fires off and you hear the gunshot go off behind you, but it's wide and to the right. You hear a couple of the horses in the barn react a little bit. You're to the door of the barn before he can take his second shot and you're well inside behind cover. You hear a second shot go off and you hear movement behind you. The horses are there and it's easy enough to open one of the doors. I am going to need you to roll a ride just to see how well you're going to get out of here. Well, more likely how pretty it's going to look as you try and get on this horse and get out of here.
I'm gonna burn the 5 luck.
Burn the 5 to
succeed.
Basically to succeed. To jump on as you go in. And this is probably not the first time you've ridden through gunshots, is it, sir?
Probably not. I mean, I was in the war.
So you're used to being focused and focusing on getting yourself out and away. You ride low against keeping yourself the smallest target as possible. Riding towards... But we're going to cut back now as the deputy rides to town hoping to find help and salvation there. And inside you have Mrs. Bradford turns to the study for the 3 sleeping individuals and just kind of uses the edge of a boot shoe and shakes her head for a moment. And as she nudges the doctor and the father awake.
I nudge awake.
And you see that she's gone back to looking as herself, this slightly...
Oh no!
Deirdre?
No, are you there?
There we
Yeah.
There we go. You keep popping in and out.
Okay, sorry, I know what that means. It is fun times with the system. Sorry, all. Temporary setup, still trying to figure out all the kinks. And make sure things are working. But as you get nudged awake, you see instead of that snake person in a black dress, you see Mrs. Bradford standing there staring at you. And she turns and says, why don't you go join the rest of the boys and go bring me back that deputy? He's going to be useful in a moment.
I go join the rest of the boys.
I don't think we have a choice.
I assume
think
Deirdre will
as
let us
we-
know when the spell's broken, so I obey.
I kind of have to tell you, it's not a spell.
I think as Maisie walks away, she says,
Oh, she hasn't stopped. She told the deputy and the doctor and the priest to do that. She does.
Doctor.
She didn't.
She didn't tell me. Oh,
Yeah, you're all
Well.
by yourself.
Maisie looks at her and says something like, "You are gonna have to tell me the name of your tailor because the fact that that dress managed to stay in place in both formats is astounding."
Darling, I make all my own clothes. You know that.
Well.
And I really think I need to prepare you for what you're going to be doing in a few minutes. Well, couple of hours, I should say. Such a shame you won't get to be informing your daddy and having that wonderful wedding that I'm sure you were planning in your mind, but needs must, darling, and I need you to be just the way you are right now. But why don't you just make yourself comfortable? I'm sure there are books in here that'll be useful for you. I'll see you later tonight. And she'll close the door and lock it as she walks away. So we're gonna cut now to the doctor and the deputy with the ranch hands of the Bradford Ranch, the number of the Bradford boys. Also, you notice Mr. Whitaker riding along with you all, still bleeding from the shoulder. Didn't really stop to do anything with that. Wasn't asked to. Was told to go do something else, and so he's gonna keep going. You're a might bit behind the deputy at the moment. Is there anything you'd like to try?
To ride my horse really badly.
Say, what are we allowed to try? I should say.
Can I pray for divine intervention?
I'm pretty sure that's not against the rules.
Nope, it is not. You want to pray for divine intervention, sir.
Yes.
And you do talk to God on a personal basis pretty frequently.
Uh-huh.
Let's see something. Let's have you roll a powers check.
Really good at these.
Ooh. Apparently you are. And you hear coming to you as you're praying hard on this horse. What are you praying for specifically, Father?
To regain control of thine self.
Mine self, not thine self, unless you're praying for the doctor to gain control and not you.
No. He can pray for whatever he wants.
He can pray to a
no.
science.
Yeah. He can have his science try to help him.
That's right.
So
as a
as you-
scientist, I am personally offended.
See? Right.
So, as you're praying for this, you feel this force in your mind. You felt it almost feels like when you're talking to God, but it's more aggressive, less love of neighbor, and more Old Testament banishment of snakes and heretics overwhelming you. And for a moment, you're clear of control. You're not sure how long it'll last. But you do feel yourself in control of yourself right now, Father.
With if I feel that, I want to like not push my horse as fast as everyone else and kind of like, oh no, I'm falling back.
Okay. You are, however, gonna lose sanity from the fight going on in your mind at the moment between two massively superior forces.
Yeah, very, very superior. Yeah, I just want to like slowly like fall behind and then like, you know, like break off and try to I guess I want to go back.
To the ranch?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're going back to the ranch. Let's pan over to the doctor. Is there anything you would like to do as you're riding hard for leather after a fleeing deputy who's got a might bit of time on you at the moment?
He's pulling out his gun, shooting at him.
That's what I was going to ask. So, upon instruction of going to get after the deputy, would I have picked up my firearm from the floor?
Possibly.
Okay.
She didn't say to shoot him, just said to bring him back.
Right. So upon seeing the good father ride, well, I guess trail off backwards, if I had my firearm, would I be able to shoot at any of the other hands that are riding along with us?
You know what? I like this. Yeah, she didn't say you couldn't shoot at them. She just said that you had to bring back the deputy.
Well, upon seeing Mr. Whitaker already injured, I'm going to take a shot at him as well.
Sure.
Oh!
Shit. Roll the damage.
I didn't. Okay. What is the damage on that one?
And then double it.
Okay, so.
Sorry, Simon.
Hey, I'm fine.
Yeah, we're just
Richard, on the other hand, is dead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that he's not gonna make it from that.
I'm gonna tell you right now that Richard literally had 12 hit points.
Yeah.
So 22 or 24 would have killed him outright anyways, but nope, rip. He is currently dying on the ground as you shoot him in the back. Bleeding out significantly. But that gunshot kind of causes a couple others to look at you for a second and then just focus back on their task.
Oh, so they're not even paying attention. All right, that's fantastic.
Nope, they're really not. They're welcome to the Bradford Ranch. Do you want to try anything else?
You know what? I'm gonna take shots at the other hand. How many other hands are there?
There'll be 4.
I'll take another shot at one of the hands.
Doctor going on a killing spree.
You know, I'm trying to save you here.
Yeah, I know. Please. Keep killing. Screw your Hippocratic oath.
Ooh.
I'm gonna spend the 8 luck on that one.
Okay, roll the damage.
I gotta learn to use the right thing here. All right, 5.
That's enough. You fire at one of these other hands. Another just kind of. You think that might actually be Jack, who's riding there next to you. As you fire, it's enough to knock him off the horse. Not enough to kill him, but he's definitely knocked off the horse.
Yeah, I think Richard was just an unforeseen casualty. I think I'm not trying to murder these other folk. Just keep them from coming after the deputy.
All right. Well, let's pan back to the deputy. Deputy, you're riding hard for leather for town, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. And as I do so, I want to rip a page out of the book.
Any page in particular, or just generic
Just
page?
a random page that has writing on it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna eat it. Ha! You didn't foresee that!
No, I did not foresee anyone eating a book page from Cthulhu.
Well
I
played.
need you to make a con check.
Success.
And then I need you to make me a powers roll.
Major failure.
Oh no, wait, you would have a +2 to this. Sorry, hold on.
Oh,
Roll it
okay.
again with a +2. Sorry, I forgot that part.
No, that's okay. That's a success.
Oh, it's a success. Good. You eat this page, and as you swallow it down, it doesn't feel like paper going down or anything else you've ever eaten in your life. It feels like, well, unless of course you've eaten worms or snakes, you feel it kind of
It's
writhing
wriggly. Ah.
down as you swallow it. And you feel it kind of, when it hits your stomach, you feel it, and you feel this kind of overwhelming urge try and take you from within, and then this cold wash of water passes over you and it dissipates. And you hear a voice in your head. Now, I honestly never expected you to do that, darling. That was stupid, but surprisingly, hopefully effective. I don't think I can go away from you now anymore.
Well, looks like we're gonna live together. We have to
Right.
stop Mrs. Bradford.
Good luck. You're the one with the body?
You're the one that read the book before me.
And I went crazy.
I know. I'm also going crazy too. I'm talking to myself right now as I'm riding hard for town.
I don't know that you're going crazy, sugar. But I can't wait for you to explain this to Maisie.
Yeah, I didn't think that far ahead. Right now, saving the world seems like the first priority. It's one of the rare instances where Maisie comes second.
All right. Well then, you go right ahead and save the world.
I need you to tell me if there's a way to stop that ritual.
Well, I would assume not letting anybody else die would be a first step. Also, maybe not letting Maisie put herself in the middle of this shit.
Any way to try to reverse the effect of the venom or poison that the snake people are using? Anything in that book of yours about that?
What venom? You know, the venom's kind of messy. I will say I watched somebody get bit once. It was a
No, I meant like the sort of like truth serum that makes them like unable to act by themselves.
Oh yeah, her special potion, I guess. She grows it and distills it. If you can keep them away from her for a set amount of time and they go through the whole detox period and don't get orders, and they don't die, they can sweat it out. Pretty sure that's what happened to you.
How long does that take?
Anywhere from 3 days to a week.
Oh God.
I mean, if you can get them away from her, and so she can't actually tell them anything, and if you knock them out, they can't do nothing.
I'd like to not have to knock Maisie out.
I mean, I won't be a fly on the wall for you to try.
Yeah, you're gonna be a fly on the wall for a lot of things between me and Maisie. I'm just letting you know that right ahead.
I wonder how much I can separate myself because I don't want to see that. And you just kind of feel this overwhelming, like, retreat of that voice in your mind.
Good.
Father, you're riding back to the ranch.
Yes.
Is there anything in particular? Are you being subtle about this?
I would. So I want to like get up to like close up to the ranch to where like I could like like get off the horse, slap it on the rump and have it go, and then sneak back in.
All right.
I'm not sure I like the lay of the ranch is, but
No, I mean it's an open desert ranch, and once you get close to the building, most of the ranch hands that were around went riding out after the deputy. So you're gonna try and stealth this, Father?
yes, I am going to try to stealth this. Should I make a stealth roll?
Yes. Ooh, extreme success. The shadows are growing. You see the sun starting to set as you ride up to the gates, and you dismount and use the horse to kind of ride back in and use that dust trail to cover yourself as you sneak back into this building. And the door is open. You don't hear anybody inside. You don't see anybody off your first glass. I'd say with that stealth roll, I'll give you this. You hear something moving upstairs. And well, Maisie, what are you doing in that room, in that study that you've been left in?
Well, she's snooped around in here before.
Mm-hmm.
So, unless anything looks different or out of place, she'd probably just be like sitting in the chair with her like feet up on the desk.
Do you want to roll that spot hidden?
Yes.
Ooh, hard success. Do you want to burn that 4?
Sure, since she's recommended.
I'm merely asking. I'm not recommending anything. I'm merely asking. You're kind of pouting and being slightly pissy about what happened and sitting yourself in that chair and putting the feet up on the desk and looking around the room and taking in this whole thing. And you notice something slightly off that you didn't notice before last time you were in here. And it probably would have gone right over your mind. It's something so easy to miss that you wouldn't even have thought of it. There's a slight indentation in the wall across from that desk. Right next to the door. Just enough to be visible, but almost hidden that you wouldn't have seen it at first glance. Right about level with the doorknob.
I guess she would go over and look at it.
Okay.
When you say indentation, is it like a keyhole or like a...
It's like an indentation in the wood.
I think she would put her hand up to it.
It's odd. Do you touch it or you just put your hand
Yeah.
up to it?
I think she would touch it to see if she could feel the shape of it better.
It's like worn, almost well of a oval shape of about the size of your hand. As you put your hand on it, it's slightly warm to the touch.
So does it feel like someone has put their hand here a lot or something like that?
No, more like there's actual heat coming from it. Not enough to burn you, but like if you put your hand up to like a well-heated bed warmer.
Is this the only spot on the wall that feels that way? Like
Yep.
if she can, like, does it, if she like pushes on it, does it move? Or does anything happen?
Roll me a strength check. Ooh. Hard success. You push on it and you feel resistance and it's hard. And it's almost like pushing against moving those heavy wrought iron furniture or that heavy sewing machines that come out sometimes for some of the ladies. And it slowly, but it begins to push in. And you see the bookcase to the left begin to slide to the left. And Father, as you've entered this building, you would have heard a slight grinding noise to your right coming from the study. It's very, very slight, but you're standing right there, so you would have heard it.
Is the study locked?
You can check the door.
I check the door.
It is not locked, it is just closed.
I open the door.
Maisie's standing there with her hand on the wall and a bookcase sliding to the side.
Maisie, are you okay?
I think she would jump. This would have startled her with the door opening. She's very focused on why is the bookcase moving. But yeah. How are you back here?
I had help. I was able to resist for a time. Are you trapped here?
I mean, she told me to wait and basically put my feet up, but I seem to have some ability to move around, and the bookcase just moved.
Do you want to stay here, which I highly recommend, or perhaps you would like me to try to get you out of here?
I think we're here. I think I found a secret door, and I think we should investigate.
As you wish,
Especially
Macy.
especially if all of the people around here are running off after.
Where did Mrs. Bradford go?
She just left me here and walked away.
Okay, Macy. We will go downstairs.
Downstairs? You already are downstairs.
Or through the
Through the
secret
wall.
passage. Yeah.
The bookcase moves to the side, but there's no secret passage. Instead, you see a large painting on the wall. And you all recognize it. It's that staircase leading up to the top of a mesa. And the door. Figures standing around. A figure in the center with a bright red faceted jewel of a crown above her head in a dress of white. And you see a large snake-like figure with a very large and interesting knife in her hand. In that door that you saw before. And as you look at this door and you turn to see it, you're used to seeing all of these things. I mean, you've seen it before. You
Does
saw
the-
it.
Does the figure in the dress look oddly like Macy?
It's a figure in a dress that's very obviously feminine, but you couldn't swear that it was Maisie in particular.
Okay.
It's also very old. This painting is obviously old. It's discolored. There's shades that are not right. But as you look at that locked and gated door, chained door, you see it start to move and shift. You hear from within a slight hissing sound. I need you to both make a sanity check, please.
I totally succeeded.
Well, if you failed, you're just gonna lose 2 sanity.
Oh, that's fine.
What if you fumbled?
Fumbled, you should lose 4 sanity because you always double it.
Also fine. I mean, I have 43
Yeah.
sanity. It's like I have 100.
Well, it's like, well, some people seem to treat that much sanity loss is that way. Speaking of, Doctor,
Oh.
how are you doing?
Um.
Can you roll me a ride check, please?
Sure. Certainly.
I'm using this to gauge some things. Ooh.
Extreme success.
You're getting closer to town and you see the darkness has started to come in, the sun has started to set, and you see just in the distance you can begin to make out a lone figure riding low against the neck of his horse. You're pretty sure that's Robert.
And then I'm assuming I'm still riding alongside the other branch.
Yep, you got at least 3 more. You got 2 more with you. You
Okay.
lost Jack, you killed Richard.
Rest in peace, Richard.
Well, at least you're pretty sure you killed Richard.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'll take a shot at one of the other hands to see if I can cause him to fall from the horse. Hard success. Roll damage. 8 damage.
Yeah, you that shot at Sam, another individual who treated recently for symptoms of withdrawal in that jail cell, and you knock him clear off the side of his horse.
Not trying to murder, just trying to.
Oh well, yeah, he ain't getting up in a little bit. He's not sore. He's not dead yet, though. You're very sure of that.
That's good.
So that's why they were going through withdrawal. The things we learn.
That everything I say always has meaning? Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna keep riding on to town.
All right. You've got one other ranch hand with you as you ride towards Richard.
Can I take a shot at him as well?
Yeah, you can take a shot at him as well.
Nope, failed.
No, that one goes clear over him. He kind of looks at you and points. Don't shoot him. The lady wants him alive.
Correct. Sorry. I'll aim better next time.
They're thugs. They're mooks. It's fine. Hey Richard, what you doing?
Richard's dying.
Yeah, Richard is dying. Robert. Well, you think Richard's dying.
Robert is going to, as I'm writing, tear away another sheet of paper, another page from the book.
Mm-hmm.
And this one I'm going to tear in half and just let the paper fly loose.
Okay, so you pull it out of the book. I need you to roll me a powers check to tear it in half.
With or without the +2?
With the +2.
Extreme success.
You rip it in half and you hear in your mind a scream of pain. And it feels like it's coming from both the paper itself and from inside you. And you hear Jane again in your mind, say, "Why are you doing that?"
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do it again.
You're a lying sack of shit. I should give you, like, indigestion. Oh, Lord.
My apologies, Miss Langley, but this is the only way that I have to stop Miss Bradford from doing anything.
You really think she needs that book?
Yes.
You think that's the only copy? I would have been given the only copy of that book.
Well, shit. And I just ride past her.
Wow. I thought you were smarter than that. Oh, Lord, that hurt. I'm going to give you into... You know what? I'm going to start singing, whistling, anytime you talk to Maisie. Oh, that hurt. Maisie. Father, what you doing?
So, painting in front of us, stairs, white figure.
You
Snake
see the
person.
painting start to move. You see the door on the painting start to move.
Macy, we should leave here.
Or we could see what happens.
I don't think we should. We should go back.
All right, let's go. If I can.
Well, I want you to roll me a powers check, Maisie. Hard success. Mrs. Bradford wasn't real specific in the amount of time you were supposed to wait here, and you did wait, right?
She sat around for a bit.
Comfy. You glanced around. You can walk out the door.
I think she would peek out the door first.
Which, the door to the room or the door outside?
Yes.
Looking out the door into the study, you glance around. You don't see anything, but you do hear movement upstairs above you.
Okay. So she would try and sneak through the house to the door.
Front door. Again, well, Father, did you close it behind you?
I probably not closed it, but opened it and then just shoved it as far as I could without it clicking.
Okay.
So if the wind blew it open or something, or
Yeah, I'd say that the door is mostly shut, but it's still cracked.
mm-hmm.
As you approach the door to the outside, you crack it open and you look outside, and it doesn't look like there's anybody there. You don't see anybody. You don't hear anybody.
I go to my horse.
Okay. Maisie, what you doing?
Is there another horse? Or are they all gone?
You can check the stable.
Macy, there's no time. We'll ride double.
Yeah, but it'd be faster if the horse wasn't carrying both of us.
We don't know if there's another horse.
Maisie would ride with the father and be a little grumpy about it because she can ride pretty well.
Okay. You're going to ride this horse double in the dark as the sun begins to set.
I have lots of luck.
Well, then, I'm going to ask you both
Hold
for...
on. I think Maisie might make the father move, and she would sit up front and give him the bitch seat.
What's your ride skill here?
70.
Macy, perhaps you should drive.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I think the father would probably have gotten on the horse, and Maisie would have been like,
move.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so Maisie, roll me a ride check.
Pride's a sin. I don't have any of that. Go ahead if you're better.
Good, you are. You start riding for town. The horse is going to put some effort into it, but it's a little tired after being ridden hard halfway to town and back, and now riding double. Doctor, it is you chasing after the deputy.
Oh, just me?
Just you.
I guess apparently I'm still.
Oh, no, there
following-
is that one other guy who didn't.
Yeah, so there's one other, I thought.
Yeah, the one other. Sorry, one other.
You know what? I've got a couple bullets left, so let's take another shot. Although I don't know what's going to happen when I get to town and I'm supposed to be bringing the deputy back. Oh no!
So this time, unfortunately,
He does
however-
shoot Robert.
No, he doesn't.
No,
It's worse than that. It's
That is
it's
a
a
weapon
handgun.
malfunction.
That is a malfunction. As the gun, you go to fire the gun jams in your hand, sir, and explodes, only dealing you 1 point of damage as it burns in your hand and you drop the pistol. But it's not useful anymore and probably won't be ever.
That is all right. We will drop the gun.
Gonna try anything else?
Man, I know. Can I ride up alongside of whoever's with me and just see if I can knock him off his horse?
Roll me a strength check.
I can actually do that. I failed. You know what?
Burn it.
Yeah, what's the point of having luck if you just don't burn it all the time?
Yeah, save it for when we need it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's only one guy. I'll try and push the roll.
Okay. So tell me how you're going to change it, and I'll tell you the consequence. If you fail, you're going to fall off this horse.
He's gonna hop off his horse onto his and shove him off.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
So you want to roll this as a dex then?
Best of luck with
Or-
that.
Yeah, maybe not jumping from one horse to another. I'm just gonna say I overextend myself and trying to push him off, and I end up.
Like I said, if you fail the roll, you're going to fall off this horse.
Yeah, so I overextend and then put myself onto his horse, so I'm basically right next to him on the horse, trying to pull myself onto his horse.
Okay, so roll it.
All right.
Ooh, very good. Let's see something. He falls off the horse, but he doesn't. Looks like he does a tuck and roll and manages to bring himself up in position. He's not really knowing what's going on, and he's like, starts running at you. But you're on this horse now, and he's on the ground.
All right. I'm just going to continue to ride into town then, since I was told to go bring the deputy back. I'm sitting. Now, does the susceptibility start to wane off the further away we get from town or from her, or is it just the command is there?
The command
That's
is
what
there.
Okay.
The command is there.
All right.
Diddy, you're at the outskirts of town, seeing the white steeple of the church in the sight. What you gonna do?
I ride for the sheriff's office.
Roll me a ride check.
It's a success.
Ooh, good. You start coming in. The horse is not tired now. It's just run the entire distance from the Bradford Ranch to town in maybe an hour, maybe half an hour. Not a whole lot of time. This horse is tired and sweating. And you pull up in front of the sheriff's office, and he comes stumbling out, hearing you. It's riding hell for leather through town is a mite loud, wouldn't you say? What in the hell is going on, deputy?
Sheriff Covington.
Yes.
It's the Bradford lady.
What about her?
She poisoned Dr. Anders, Father Makarov, and Maisie.
What the hell are you talking about? Come in here and talk sense.
I hop off the horse.
As you are led inside, we see the doctor riding in, approaching town with the sight of the steeple, and we see what you doing.
I'm doing what I was told to do. I'm going to go find the deputy. So do I see him hop off the horse and...
You see his horse in front of the jail.
Okay, so I see his horse in front of the jail. So I'll ride up and hop off and run into the jail after him.
Doctor, what the hell is going on?
No time, Sheriff. Robert, come on. We need to go. We need to go back.
No, I know we need to go back. I need to bring some reinforcements.
You just have to go. Are you coming? We need to go. And I'm gonna try and grab his arm and, try and pull him out. No. Not forcefully. Just.
Doc, what is your problem?
Like I said,
Mrs. Bradford said that I need to bring Robert back. Robert needs to come with me. I'm sorry, but Robert needs to come with me. Robert, we need to go.
No, she did.
What?
The Bradford. She poisoned Theodore Bradford.
No, I'm quite sure she didn't.
Oh, we were investigating her, and she's been doing some very unchristian things in her house at her ranch. She has Maisie and the father hostage. Right now, Doctor, tell me, where are the other two?
The father was with me. I think he went back to the ranch. We need to go back to the ranch. You need to come with me. We need to go back to the ranch now.
Doctor, are you all right?
I'm fine. I just need him to come with me. He needs to come with me now.
Why does he need to go with you?
Well, I told you, Miss Bradford said that he has to come back to the ranch. He needs to come back to the ranch.
The only person who gives my deputy orders is me.
Look, I get that, but Miss Bradford says so. He needs to come back to the ranch.
And Miss Bradford has never been able to told me what to do in my life. And as he gets up, he literally is going to take a swing at the doctor and deck him.
I will try to dodge that and fail. I will take a punch.
Use your science.
Here we go. Hold on. Ooh. This is going to hurt you. I'm sorry. Hey, Doc, you hit the ground.
Yeah, I figured.
Sheriff Covington, I'm not lying. She's been doing some very unchristian things.
Would you put him in that cell?
The others are in danger, and I'll do so. I'll bring the doctor to the jail cell, as I say. The others are in danger.
Well, I figured that. And he's reaching in his drawer and you can see him pulling out 2 pistols he's putting in his holster, and then he to reach behind him for a shotgun. But that gentleman is not currently helpful.
Well,
why don't you go get Edmund? And get me a horse.
All right, sir.
Hey, Father, Maisie, where are you?
On our way into town.
Why don't you roll me that ride check just to see how far away you are? Ooh, not bad at all. You're just beginning to see the lights of the church in the distance. You feel it. You're almost there. You've almost got it.
And then you trample a wrench hand.
No, well, no.
Even the voice, guys.
No, no. You see a couple of them lying on the ground, not moving, but they seem to be getting up slowly. Hey, Richard, do me a favor, won't you? Roll me a powers check. This one's just straight.
Robert, you mean?
Robert, yeah, Robert. Richard is dying. Robert is the one that I need to deal with at the moment. Sorry. Robert, roll me a powers check.
With or without the +2?
Just
Straight power? Fail.
as you go to the orders of your superior officer, you start to leave and turn away from the jail, and you feel something in the back of your mind, and you look up, and for an instant, all you can see is this light shining through water from your window. You feel cold. It's overwhelming you. And you turn, instead of going towards that to get the horse or get Edmund, you slowly turn yourself towards your apartment and start walking up the stairs. You see this glowing light coming from your apartment. It's undulating and waving. And just as Maisie and good father ride into the main street, Richard, you open the door to your apartment, and there's a flash of light. And that's where we're going to end it for today.
Well then.
Right?
Whew.
How's everybody doing?
Great. Got my free will back for a little bit. Feels good.
I'm unconscious.
In a jail cell.
I'm gone, apparently.
We'll find out.
And also, we have a new player in the party. Jane Langley came back from the dead.
Oh. I was like, what?
Yeah. I told you, Simon has become the man with two brains.
Yeah, the weird thing is, like, my sanity's going away and people are gonna think that I'm insane talking to myself, but there's an actual other person in there now.
Is there, or are you insane?
It's either or, but I mean, I only ate paper. Like, what's the worst that could happen?
Paper with some really strange shit in an unburnable book. I'm sure there's a lot that could go on.
I'm sorry, doctor, with your science. That means nothing to you. I can explain this.
All right, let's go around the table. Tell us who you are, where we can find you on the internet, and we will start with Kelly.
Hi. I'm Kelly, a Kelly on Twitter, a Kelly in chat. I can be found here on a lot of Saturdays. I can be found on Scarticus's channel Monday nights at 10:30 EST, DMing my homebrew D&D campaign, Tilt. You can find me, which next week is going to be all feels all the time, man. So prepare yourselves. Wednesday, you can also find me at the Academy playing in a Masks teen superhero game at 7 p.m. EST. You can also find me editing current and upcoming projects on DM's Guild, including Uncaged. Next volume's coming soon. Volume 2. And then also I write blog posts for Scrat's Patreon. So you can find me there too. I think that's everything. The list keeps getting bigger and I keep forgetting things.
You're so busy.
Yeah, how about you, Quentin?
Whew, me, man, I don't do squat on the internet. So everybody else is like way cooler than I am on the internet. IRL, I don't know, I do some things, but on Twitter, I'm at Thragon, and I comment very rarely, and I like to repost and like all these people's stuff. So you should do the same, viewer.
And Scott.
That's all I got.
That's okay. It's fun. Scott, who are
My
you? What
turn
can we
here,
point you?
So I'm Scott at Berserker_Rage on Twitter. You can usually find me there, although it depends on my schedule. Lately, I've not been around on the interwebs for socials lately. So other than that, you can find me here on Saturdays on the wonderful Wandering DM channel. Simon is a magnificent DM when he gets to DM, so do come by and check it out. And definitely love my time here, so thank you guys.
Watch the Malgoss and Visigoth vlog. Hilarious.
Yes, if you do check out any of the VODs, I would highly recommend that one. That was an incredible amount of fun. That's thanks to Simon and our wonderful keeper.
And speaking of our keeper, Deirdre.
Hey y'all, you know me. I'm at Deirdre Donlin on Twitter or Praxagorth as Meophorias. You see me hanging out in the Twitch chat. I hang out here. You should hang out here. I have lots of fun hanging out here. But you'll also see me tomorrow over on Soulbear RPG for some Shattered Eye as the Shattered Fam, well, deals with monsters and their family drama. It's fun. Come for the Death and Dismemberment, stay for the Shattered Family drama, as we say. Tuesday, I'm back here for some matter. There will also be complicated emotions in the future for that. There are some very complicated things going on in that game right now. Just saying. Then back here on Friday for some adventures in Castle Falkenstein. Unfortunately, not this week because things.
Yep. Thanks
But
everyone.
I'll see you next Saturday.
Yep. Thank you all of you for playing. Thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks. Thank you for all the donations, everyone. Thank you for those of you that lurked in chat and that just watched. Thank you for watching. If you're watching this on VOD on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. I am Simon at Wandering DM. We have games here on the channel from Tuesdays to Saturdays, whether it be Dark Matter on Tuesdays, Keep on the Shadowfell D&D 5e on Thursdays. On Fridays, we play Castle Falkenstein, and on Saturday, we play Pulp Cthulhu. Our new season of show is going to begin in roughly a month from now, so if you follow me on Twitter, you're going to see the sneak previews, the teasers, and everything about the upcoming shows. We are going to have some new shows coming in, some returning shows, new cast, same cast, old cast, new cast, I already said it. Anyway, yeah, so there's all of that. And again, I would like to remind you that we are sponsored by Mage Hand Press. And if you, Mage Hand Press, who are purveyors of fine D&D 5th edition books, whether it be books on taverns and tankards, or Dark Matter for that matter, the D&D in space campaign setting, or the Book of Fae, or even new classes, new spells, new feats, you can go on to their store at store.magehandpress.com, and if you use coupon code WanderingDM, you get 15% off anything that you purchase. We are going to raid. I don't have anyone to raid.
We should go raid Jay. Tall Squall.
Tall Squall is live. All right.
Yep, the Vice is live. Go support them in their charity work.
Then yeah, let's go support Tall Squall, and we will see you here next Saturday. Ciao, everyone.